way. Right, we're there.
Yeah, signal coming through. Signal coming through.
Can't get rid of him. Go. Right. I don't know so much here this morning. I don't know what's here.
Oh.
Morning.
Oh, good morning, everybody.
See the nice colourful shirts today. They're actually a bit brighter than this, but it's a bit dark in the office this morning. So let me just quieten this guy down. Yeah, it's a bit dark in the office this morning, but we have to stay near the internet connection. So a big good morning to you all. Welcome to Ghana this morning.
Yes, good morning to you. The sun's up.
The sun, well, we've been up for ages, haven't we?
Yeah, we have.
You might hear the children downstairs. They start arriving at 6 and muck about till we begin. Quite a lot of children, aren't there?
There are. I think there was over 180, you said yesterday. Yep. They keep growing. More and more keep coming.
Yep.
We're going to be in a place soon where we have to have a waiting list.
Yeah, let's keep building.
Unless the Lord says build another building.
And Paul tells us that we have 28 staff in the mission altogether now. That includes the UK. So that's a lot of staff.
That is. And yeah, we do quite a lot in the community in that respect, because there are so many people that we're paying. It's really good, isn't it?
Yep. And we're running a shop now. I'll do that tomorrow on the morning live stream on Facebook tomorrow. We'll go to the shop, and you can see what it's all about. So, have you bought any dresses this week, or we had a bit of a blank week?
No, I haven't. I've been finding them. The ones I have carefully put away, I have been taking out of the bags and airing them. This is one. This is what we wore for the graduation.
Yeah.
And it's lovely to be in the colours again. But no, I haven't. But I have a plan to go and see the lady whose name is Amelia, who makes the very best dresses.
It's all our clothes are tailor made.
Yeah,
in
they
Ghana. And that's we all do that. There's seamstresses everywhere, and they all make things and do things for us and everything. So you do that. That's what you do. So this was tailor made. So there we go.
It's beautiful. I don't know how they do it. Yesterday, we went into Accra, and by the side of the road, there was a guy sitting with a sewing machine. He would sit there all day, and people would bring things if they needed mending or needed altering. He just sits there and does it.
Yeah.
A skill I unfortunately do not have.
True.
But they are brilliant.
See, had it.
What's the matter with sticky tape?
But mostly it's the women. The women
It is.
Well, no, it's not true. The tailors are men. A lot of the shops are men, but the women also. It's their big skill.
But they're brilliant at it.
They're
brilliant at it.
They're very good indeed.
And I love it. And when I put my Sunday best on, it just makes you feel so good. It's lovely.
I don't have a Sunday best. I only have what I've got.
Yeah.
I'm wearing my Sunday best shoes today, the same ones I wear every day. Okay, we got loads on this morning, so let's crack on. What's this all about then?
I don't know. You put an pink umbrella.
Why do you think I got an umbrella up?
I don't know really.
Well, let's have a look. Let's have a look.
This is the same storm.
That's
look
the
at
wind
that.
tearing through our back of our house on
right.
was it Saturday?
Yeah.
Look at the way the wind is ripping the trees and really beating them down. We had a very violent storm, didn't we?
We did. And actually, it's always a way of telling us, obviously, a storm is coming. But from the stillness, when nothing moves, suddenly the wind gets stronger and stronger. And you can see the clouds there coming in, and the rain was just about to come down. And it's funny, with the wind, you can smell the rain on the earth. And it's a really lovely smell. And there in that picture, the rain is coming down. And
when it rains here, we do serious rain, don't we?
yeah, we do serious rain. And those trees are avocado trees, and you literally can see the avocados sucking up the rain, and they're growing before our very eyes.
If you're caught out in that, however, you get a real good shower, don't you?
That's right.
Yeah.
You can see the steam coming off the roof. The roof is hot, and the rain is coming down.
You're best
and it chucks it down.
You're best to take shelter.
Yeah.
For a period, and we all do.
Yeah, we do.
Because when Africa does anything, Africa does it big.
Yeah.
So now, what's this all about? Let's have a look. See what we got here.
What we got
I don't know.
next?
Look at that. Oh, look at that.
Oh, that is the sign of the tabernacle, isn't it? And beloved church. It's lovely. Look at that. Do you know what? Our David sent a picture from Oxford yesterday of our granddaughter going off to summer camp. And the sky was such a dismal grey. The buildings were so dismal. There was no sunshine there, obviously in England. We never have that here. We just have brightness, except when it rains. But look at that, the blue sky, and the white and the green. It just lifts the spirit.
Yeah, we love it, don't we? I love the clouds all the time, seeing them and enjoying them. They're lovely, aren't they?
And I know you joke about that, but you say they're vast. They just lift the spirit when you see them.
Yeah.
And if you look at the grass here, when we first came here, we had to cut our way onto this land because it was just overgrown and wild, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And look what's happened now. It's really lovely.
And here's the shop.
Oh, I love this shop. This is Anita's shop. Isn't it lovely? Look at the floor. She's got a slidey down door. And I've even got a seat there. I think you can see my seat there. I can go there and sit there. It's a tuck shop for the school. It's lovely.
Yeah, all the schools have them. In order to, the Ghana Education Authority ask us to have a shop so the children don't have to go outside. We're okay because we're in a residential, but a school in a busy commercial district, you don't want the children running across the road, especially little ones. So we're asked to do this, and we're happy to do it. And
it's lovely.
we'll feature it next week, I think, the shop.
Yeah.
So we have more close look at that.
We have shelves and things. It reminds me when I was a little girl, I used to like playing shops.
Yeah.
Well, Anita has got her own shop now. And it's lovely.
And every school has one.
Yeah, and so we'll tell you next week.
We'll
what she
soon have
sells.
two because we need one at the big school as well. Yeah, so next week we'll go over there, get some pictures of that. Now, it's time for us to look at the health centre together, isn't it? Here we go. What we got? Let's have a look. Well, there it is.
It was a building that we had that was just waiting to be used for this purpose. And I remember the Lord saying to me one day, I want the education of the children. The education is important, but I want the whole child to be cared for. And the health centre is part of the whole child being cared for.
Yes, only primary things.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, there's nothing here for these children, and there's nothing for the district around us. And so we're hoping that we can be just a sort of focus for care in the community.
That's right.
And it's all part of making the school more of what it is, which is we are a community school. So we want to serve the community primarily.
And lots of the children, when you see them come in the morning, they're not always very well. And you can see that. You feel, when you bless them, you feel the heat coming from them. They've got fever or they've got a bad tummy or something.
Yeah.
And so we will have a facility to be able to help them.
Now this is our district. This is our district for our health centre. This is what do they call it? The NHS have a district. This is ours.
Yeah.
The first slide is one direction, and the second slide is the other direction. These are the houses our children come from.
It's I was saying to Jim yesterday, I see the children off in the afternoon when I can. Not a single car comes. Our bus leaves because the children live in those houses. They all know where one another lives. We are a community school. And they walk home. They walk to school, they walk home. Brothers and sisters pick one another up and off they go. And it's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we've visited the homes, haven't we?
Here's our patients.
Here's one of the little ones coming in with their bags. They always look so neat and tidy.
See, the health centre is for that child.
That's
and
right.
all the other children here, with the little things, the scrapes, the bumps, the fevers, all that, the stuff parents, what we have to deal with for our children. It's all that, right up to 14, and dealing with those things. And then the siblings of those children. So if the mummy comes and a baby's ill, then the clinic can be used for that as well.
Yeah, that's our prayer, isn't it? It'll bring a comfort to some of the mothers that there'll be somewhere to go over and sit and talk to the nurse, hopefully.
Yep.
And that's why we're being so careful in the appointment of who we want.
Yep.
Because we want more from the nurse. We want her to teach as well.
Yeah, we want the children to learn some primary care of themselves. The simplest things, like you get a cut, you don't leave it. It's that basic stuff. You wash your hands after the toilet. These things.
Cover food and things.
Yes, cover food. These are the things we want the nurse to help the children with, because I think it was recently said by the World National Health Authority that we could save hundreds and thousands of children from dying from diarrhea if they learnt to wash their hands. Isn't that embarrassing? Such a little thing.
Simple.
Yeah, so all of that we want the nurse to do, and as well as care. And we're praying very much that the local authority will send some of their clinics here.
That's right.
There is nowhere here.
I think one of the things I learn out here is it's the simplest things can make such a difference. We have all the stuff back in the West, but the simplest things here bring health. And the things that we dismiss in the West, but like washing hands, making sure the water's clean, and all those things make such a difference for health, don't they?
Yeah, and you know, if you've got diarrhea, you might have seen the sugar salt spoon. That one big charity issues the amount of salt one and the amount of sugar the other. Put it in a litre of water or whatever. Drink that all day, and we'll have those spoons in the clinic. We're at a very simple level, but the simple levels can save lives.
That's right.
We can't afford Diarrolite. Simple as that. We can't afford. What's the other thing?
I don't know.
What's that one where you buy that very expensive drug?
Yeah.
Imodium.
Yeah.
You can't afford that.
That's
But
right.
you see, you don't need it. You can survive with the sugar and salt solution, and most houses have got a little bit of that. They just don't know how to measure it.
That's right. And a lot of them rely on the local herbs, don't they?
Yes.
That have been passed down
Well,
over
that's
the
fine.
centuries.
You know, that's fine. We can
They're
provide.
good.
Yeah, they are. You know, the quinine out of the whatever the plant is, and so on. And we can provide that, and we can provide a little assistance. I think a community school, has to think much wider than just education.
That's
and
right.
that's why the vocation centre is coming up into our thinking now as well, which we'll talk about another time. But a school in Ghana is a community centre, not just a school. And
Well, that's what we want.
yeah,
isn't
and
it?
that's what we're working towards.
And we're actually reaching out into the community now,
yeah.
rather than being something on.
Well, of
so
course,
many
we're also
pods.
a big employer in the valley.
Yeah, we said that, didn't we?
You know, so there's a lot going on here through the school, and we are changing attitudes. When we, the big school, I'll try to get some stuff from there. We had to wait quite a while. We have to wait as the money comes so we can do different levels. Somebody said to me, God has cursed you, that's why you can't finish the school. I went and saw them recently, and I said, what did you say? Look at the big school, we've got the money for the roof.
Mm-hmm.
And he was struck dumb. We've got to break this kind of attitude, you know, and get Ghanaians to accept that it takes time to do big projects, and that we are working on a long-term view, and that they should see their lives as a longer-term project and not just throw that hat in because it doesn't work in 5 minutes.
Yeah, we heard that this week. Sometimes with the prayer meetings, they say, "Oh, it hasn't happened. It hasn't happened. Oh,
Yeah.
finish,
Yeah.
leave, go on."
Yep.
And that's one of the things we're trying to teach. You've
Yeah,
got to
'cause-
keep on. You've got to keep on and not give up. But it's so easy to give up here, and
Yeah.
God's not doing it. God's not doing
That's
it.
right. Yeah,
Let's
God's not doing
abandon
it.
it.
No,
and
God's
move
not.
on to the next.
God's not doing it. Let's move on.
On to the next. Whereas we say no.
Yeah.
Stick in there. Keep praying.
Now,
and
the
praying.
school is a testimony to that.
Yeah.
Stick in and work. It's taken 20, 25 years to get to this point. Stick at it.
Yeah, and look
you
at it now.
will. And I think for the whole nation of Ghana, it's got to learn this lesson. Stick at nationhood.
Yeah.
And make it work. That's for another day. But that's all part of us. Now, what's this all about, darling? I don't know what this is all about. Let's have a look. What's this all about?
Ladies, look at this. We have a supermarket in Accra that I occasionally go into, and it sells Waitrose products. Now, how happy am I? How happy am I? And these were some of the bags in this is a picture of the store in Accra, and there are the Waitrose bags. One day I'm going to take my Waitrose card out of my wallet and show them. They'll probably think I own it, but in fact it's only my
Yeah.
card that I have. But it's a lovely shop. We like it because it sells Western brands, and sometimes you just need a Western brand.
Yeah, but who can afford it?
Pardon?
Who can afford to go there?
It's noticeable that A, we're not going every day, and B, there are less and less people in it. And
In there
compared
are
to
the
what it used to-
Westerners, the workers,
Business,
the well-paid workers from other
diplomats and things,
countries,
yeah.
you know, who live in that area, who have nice houses and so on. They can afford it. We buy stuff because of our health issues in there. Stuff fine, okay, but. Looking at the valley here this morning, none of these parents will have been in Waitrose today. Was it Maxmart
to
today?
buy that today.
We try to get it in the market,
We buy everything in
Yeah.
the valley here.
Yeah.
People buy the things they want in the valley.
and even in the valley,
Annie-
it's getting very, very hard to get things.
That's right. Anita was saying Joanna was going into the market at Sahum, but she couldn't get some of the things.
What couldn't you get?
Actually, it was bananas, strangely enough.
Yeah. The growers want to charge 50 times what they should charge, and because he won't pay it, they let him rot in the fields.
I know, that's dreadful, isn't it?
yeah.
People aren't asking for it free, they just want the right price.
Yeah.
But they won't sell it at that price, so they'd rather let it rot by the side of the road
Yeah.
and people go hungry. And you stand back and you think, what are you doing?
There's some strange attitudes in Ghana. You have to learn to live with them. If you want to increase the price, you double it. And then no one can buy it, then you go broke. But you increase the price
That's
and double
right.
it. And you go, hang on a minute, there's another way of doing this.
That's right. And we've noticed that in the supermarket, the prices have gone up so much. And but there aren't the people in the supermarkets now.
No.
Not like there used to be.
No.
And so that they are really cutting their own throats,
It's
aren't
tough
they?
here, 45% inflation. Well, it may be much more. Some economists will tell you it's much more than that. The World Health Authority, the World Bank will tell you it's much more than that. But politicians, you know what it's like. But we don't need the politicians to tell us. We can see it, and it's very, very tough here for our parents, and we wonder how many of our children are hungry out there, and how the yam and sausage they get from the shop, which we'll talk about next week, may be it.
Yeah.
And it's well, that's how it is. You know,
That's
we
right.
can't pretend otherwise. This is how it is. And
But here at the school, they have available is a school lunch, and also things from the tuck shop that are cooked, that Anita cooks for them.
we just go on believing that our God will provide.
That's
That's
right.
the Ghanaian attitude, and that's not a negative one. God will provide for us.
That's
And
right.
if he doesn't, we'll go hungry.
And that's the way he cares for the
Yeah.
children here.
Yeah.
This is a very caring place.
Now here's a nice little. If this video works, we're a bit stretched for internet. Here we
I
are
don't know
playing
what's going on
football.
here. Let's
Look at
go.
this.
Oh yeah,
This was last Friday at the school.
it was sport day. Sport day.
yeah.
So they
And look at the environment we have for them. Isn't it beautiful? And here we are. The teachers are playing,
yeah.
I just walk by. I try not to let them see me, otherwise I get granddaddied. I think that's
don't.
is that no, that's not Raquel. I can't remember who that
I
is.
don't know who it is. I was so surprised when I went down to find the teachers in shorts and peas, what we call PE stuff. I thought you would get that in England, but they loved it. They loved it. They get stuck in there as well, and the cheers that go up. I love it. I love it. But isn't it beautiful?
This is why the parents like sending their children here. Look at the environment we can offer them. How beautiful it is.
And the little ones, look, they're joining in.
Yeah, that's another
Have a little skip,
Yeah,
have a
that's
little jump.
a skipping corner.
The children skip. Now, I wonder, when was the last time you saw children skip back in the UK? These are always skipping. They're having a little dance there. Suddenly a little song comes out.
Here's Wembley.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going
But
on here.
as I
Let's
said,
go
when
see.
you think this grass was
There we are.
was wilderness once. Wilderness. And now it's beautiful.
So that's why parents send their children here. Not only do we have good standard teaching, but what a lovely environment it is for them to grow up in. And the air is very clean here. It comes down off the mountains, and we don't have all the pollution
No, it's
that we
sweet
get in
there, isn't it?
it by the valley side. So that's lovely, isn't it? So that's good. So that's good that the internet's managed to cope with that video. Now let's meet the family, shall we? Who
Today?
who have we got here to meet today? Let's have a look. Who's this?
Well, this is the lady I'm going to meet today, and her name is Margaret, and she lives in Accra. And I'm going into town to meet her. You can see how hot it is. I've forgotten how bright the sun is. And I'm going in to meet her and some other ladies today. And we're going to see what the Lord has for us today.
You have a group, don't you?
Yeah, I do. It's called Bright Flowers. And there's another Margaret, there's an Abigail, there's a Rose, and there's a Phyllis.
And isn't that linked to an English group?
Yeah, it is. It's linked to a group I have also in England called Onwards.
Yeah.
And we link together. So today I'm seeing the African group.
Yeah.
And Kwesi will drive me into Accra.
Yeah, Margaret's
this meeting.
a great help to us.
Yeah.
We've known her for a very long time, and she's very committed to prayer, and so as we are. And who's this?
Oh, I wonder who that is. This is Asada. This is Paul's eldest daughter. And she's lovely. She's lovely. She goes to the school, and her sister Nadum goes to the school, or our school also. And I think this was on Sunday. They had beautiful dresses on. And then she's looking at Grandpa there and thinking, what are you doing?
Now, the thing is, Asidar, I think a few weeks ago, led the prayers and praise before the service in Beloved.
I know, it's amazing, isn't it?
How old is she? You know, you saw. She just picked up the tambourine and cracked off. And I think that she has a tremendous spirit in her of godly woman.
Yeah.
You know, Elizabeth and Mary are in there. And so she just upped and picked up the tambourine and did her thing.
And that is so amazing, because once she was so shy and so quiet, you can see the change.
It's what we believe, that you know, our children are able to do all sorts of things, and that brings us to this Saturday, doesn't it?
That's right.
What's this Saturday?
Well, we was beginning the first of the discipleship group in planning to start the Hope Church Youth Church.
Well,
aren't we?
the Hope Youth Church is called. If we get the name right, it would help. Yeah. I mean, try. Do your best. I can't get the staff. Can you?
What is it called?
See what I mean?
The Hope what? Well, I
Well,
don't care. I'm
you
gonna be there.
are supposedly training these people to run the Hope Youth Church. That was the
I
idea.
did say the Hope
if
Youth
you've got a different name, I mean, go ahead.
Well, go.
You know, the Mary Smith Shoe Club. No, you're going to train them, aren't you? Because you are a teacher, and that's your gifting, isn't
No,
it?
I'm
To
going
train
to
them.
come alongside them and lead them on a journey.
Yes, but you are a trained teacher,
Yeah,
and
I
that's the
am a
strength,
fully
isn't
trained
it,
English
of what
teacher.
you can do.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I want to use this. This is
Yeah.
perhaps what God made me for.
Yeah.
This is the moment that God made me for.
Yep.
And I'm using those skills to bring to these children.
Because what we're doing is this: we're using the missionary school for what it is, a mission. And so some of the children come from Beloved Church, and some come from the school. We're going to train them to pastor, to teach, to preach, to run a church, and then they will run Hope Youth Church we haven't decided how often yet, but they will run Hope Youth Church as we had the Ark. And they will, when they leave us, they will have some experience in their hearts of being part of the active church. And so they can move on and move on into the future in Ghana. So it's Raquel came through the Ark, which was our
That's
first
right.
youth church.
And others of them who were with the Ark are now still in Beloved and moving on. It's lovely to see.
Yep.
They've
Yep.
all got something really special. And I just want to release that. That's what
Yeah.
an apostle
Thank you, just
does.
leave it, thank you.
That's what
Thank you, Mummy. Leave it there.
That's what an apostle does,
Yep.
releasing that gifting.
But-
I was thinking today, I'm working as an apostle with these children. I am a teacher, but I'm working as an apostle, releasing that which the Lord has placed in them.
Yeah, so we can now have a steady stream of young ones coming out of Beloved, and when they leave us, they've had experience of preaching, teaching, leading. Think Samuel called young, think Jeremiah called young, think me called young, and the Lord can touch these young people and use them. So,
It was like that young girl on Sunday that I saw the Lord
Yeah.
touch her life.
yeah. So we are beginning this week now to use the school as a missionary organisation, and this is the beginning. Next step is to find the children who are intercessors, begin to teach them to intercede. So we're going to use the school. And I hope that Hope Youth Church is not the last youth church we plant, nor the last work we do. So the big target is that at the end of the year, we have a youth crusade based on Hope Youth Church run by the young people.
And you always said that it's in the wording, missionary. And people are picking that up now in the valley, aren't they?
It is. We are going to have an endless supply of young people we can equip to send into the world to serve the Lord. It's great, isn't it?
With good foundations.
Yeah.
And we get them before anything of the world touches them.
And then we can develop this model and share it with other schools that they too can do the same.
Yeah,
So
somebody said that, didn't
yeah,
they?
so this is the beginning, I think, now of a new thrust of the work, and it's brilliant.
We're very excited
yes.
about it. I'm really
Yes.
excited about it for Saturday.
Yep.
It's going to be good. If I'm excited about it, I can instill that into them.
Yeah. So what's this then? Right, last one.
Oh, that's me again. I think I don't know, where was I going? Probably going to church. Look at the brightness of the colours again. It's going over to Beloved for Sunday service. Now this Sunday I'm going up to Joyful, because you're going to be here in Beloved, but I'm going up to Joyful Church on Sunday, so I'm looking forward to that. It's lovely, isn't it? All smiles, all sunshine. And that's me, with another new dress.
What can we say? Thanks, David, very much in Seaford. This will be up by tomorrow. Please share it with your friends. Back next week. God bless. Bye-bye.